Chosen one, something beneath your surface has begun to turn, not slowly, but with the force of destiny picking up speed. This month, the pace of your life is no longer determined by external systems. It is not the world that is moving faster, it is you. What used to feel like resistance is now breaking into revelation. What was once locked behind layers of delay is suddenly responding, not to your effort, but to your energy. There has been a divine decision made on your behalf, and heaven has pressed its hand against your back, not to pressure you, but to propel you. This is not the kind of momentum that burns you out. This is not frantic motion or ambition wearing a mask. This is not a reaction. It is a release, a sacred unfolding of everything that was ripening in your spirit during the quiet seasons of struggle, fasting, restraint, and invisible transformation. For too long, it felt like the world was passing you by. You watched others accelerate while you stood still, planting seeds in dark places. But what no one could see was that you were being wound like an arrow, pulled back by God's own hand. And now the tension has released. The shift is here. The wind has changed. And at the center of this eruption of movement is something powerful, something the world has misunderstood and yet cannot ignore. It is your high sexual energy, that electric, undeniable, primal flame that you've refused to waste, misuse, or ignore. You didn't let it become a distraction. You didn't water it down for safety. You didn't pour it into shallow places to feel seen. Instead, you contained it. You stewarded it. You purified it until it became not heat, but direction. And now, that direction is moving everything. The sacred vitality inside you has become divine combustion. Your very cells are vibrating with instructions. Your spirit knows it. Your body feels it. You wake up with urgency, not panic. You walk with pace, not haste. You are no longer operating at the speed of the system. You are moving with the momentum of heaven. And that momentum is not passive. It is intelligent. It knows where you are going before you get there. It is clearing paths, collapsing distractions, and summoning resources. This is why you may feel like things are happening all at once. The people, the messages, the invitations, the insights, suddenly they're arriving, and they're not random. It's not chaos, it's alignment catching up to you. You've stepped into a divine current that was always waiting for your internal flame to reach the right frequency, and now it has. So do not hesitate. Do not pause to make sense of it. Do not second-guess the movement. Trust your feet. Trust your inner signal. Trust the spirit that lit your fire in the first place. You are no longer the observer. You are the initiator. You are the spark, the command, the wind. Let it carry you now. This isn't a lucky moment. This is the natural speed of a chosen one whose fire is finally free. Chosen one, something radical is happening to the rhythm of your life. You are moving without asking. Not out of arrogance, but out of awareness. You are stepping where once you waited. You are choosing where once you questioned. There is no more need to knock on doors that never belonged to you, because you have become the doorway. This month, your high sexual energy has been converted into momentum with authority. It is no longer just attraction, it is activation. People are not simply noticing you, they are following your pace. They are reorganizing themselves around your decisions. Systems are adjusting to make room. Spaces are shifting, not because you begged for entry, but because you brought a vibration they cannot ignore. This is what divine momentum looks like. You move, and life moves with you. And the most powerful thing about this movement, you don't have to explain it. It is not permissioned by man, it is sanctioned by God. Your speed is not reactive, it is prophetic. You are being moved forward because forward is now the only direction your spirit can survive in. Anything that slows you, doubts you, drains you, or distracts you will fall away by default. You don't have to push it out. Your presence will outpace it. And that is the beauty of this momentum. It's natural now. You are not manufacturing force. You're no longer trying to force doors or chase timing. You've entered a season where your fire pulls you forward like gravity, like breath. The same energy others tried to shame or suppress is now your divine vehicle. The force once misunderstood as lust or danger has become your compass, your engine, your edge. So walk in this unapologetically. You are not being rushed, you are being released. The paths that ignored you before will now open without resistance. The spaces that didn't take you seriously will soon orbit around your focus. You will no longer feel the need to introduce your worth. Your movement announces it for you. And there's more. You won't have to chase alignment. Alignment will locate you. People of power, purpose, and influence will begin to identify you in rooms you've never entered. Why? Because momentum has turned your name into a signal. They don't know how they know, they just know they need you. This is what happens when chosen energy is finally seen for what it is. Not chaos, not rebellion, not excess, but pure spiritual velocity. So don't slow down to explain, don't soften to reassure, don't halt to be understood. You are not a guest here. You are authorized. Your momentum is not a mistake, it's a mandate. Move like one who no longer asks. Move like one who has been commissioned by fire. Chosen one, the fire within you is no longer restless. It has become razor sharp. This month, your focus will carry a different weight. You won't just be productive, you'll be propelled. You won't just complete tasks, you'll pierce through stagnation. Where your attention lands, results will follow. Where your intention rests, acceleration will awaken. And at the core of this intensity lies the sacred energy you've long carried, your high sexual energy, now alchemized into strategic momentum. You are not thinking from confusion. You are not chasing 10 goals to feel validated. Your path has begun to burn clear. The distractions that once pulled at your mind will lose their grip, not because they disappeared, but because your fire refuses to feed them. You no longer give energy to what does not expand you. That is not selfishness, that is spiritual efficiency. The same internal current that once buzzed with tension now flows with purpose. This month, you will feel your focus deepen. What once required effort to concentrate on will now demand your participation. Projects will begin to unfold not because of pressure, but because your energy is now so condensed, so aligned, that everything you touch will seem to come alive. You'll notice people pausing when you speak, not because you raised your voice, but because your thoughts are moving with precision. Your body, your eyes, your tone, each of them will begin to carry that strange and powerful energy of certainty. That's what makes you different now. You are no longer hesitating. You are here, fully, in every moment. That's the power of embodied sexual energy. It anchors you in the now. It closes the gap between thought and action. It burns away shame and overthinking. You don't just act, you decide. You don't just show up, you arrive. And your focus becomes less about control and more about clarity. You're not trying to force results. You're watching them form naturally in the wake of your attention. And because your focus is now fed by this sacred internal fire, your capacity has changed. You will realize that what took others days to accomplish is now unfolding in your hands within hours. You will notice divine shortcuts, people showing up with answers, ideas clicking into place, resources finding you. That's because focus is not just mental now, it's energetic. Your entire being is aligned toward forward movement, and the universe cannot resist that level of consistency. But this clarity will also begin to reveal what no longer belongs. Some commitments will suddenly feel too heavy, too dull. You'll feel a quiet inner resistance to conversations, collaborations, or routines that dilute your purpose. You must listen to that resistance. It's not fear. It's discernment in motion. It's your sacred fire protecting your trajectory. You're not here to scatter anymore. You're here to strike. Every minute matters. Every word holds weight. Every thought is a spark. You're not overwhelmed. You're lit from within. You're no longer pulled in 10 directions. You are pulled by one inner command: forward. Let your focus become your fuel. Let your inner fire refine what you give your time to. Because this month, you are not multitasking. You are mastering. Chosen one, the words you speak this month are no longer ordinary. You have entered a territory where every conversation becomes an ignition point. You are not just talking to talk. You are moving energy when you speak. You are shifting thoughts, stirring hearts, and opening paths through your presence alone. This is not persuasion. It's not charm. It is spiritual combustion. The sacred fire you carry, refined through years of self-awareness, fasting, restraint, and focus, has now saturated your communication. There was a time when your voice trembled to be heard, when you explained yourself too much, when you questioned whether people were ready to receive the fullness of who you are. That time has passed. Now when you speak from the core of your essence. You do not ramble. You do not perform. Your words fall with precision, like keys unlocking chambers in the souls of those listening. And that's because your high sexual energy, once a misunderstood force of attraction, has now become the electric field of revelation. It's not about how loud you are, it's about how undeniable you are when your spirit aligns with your message. You are no longer saying things just to fill the silence. You are speaking to move people forward. This month, every conversation you engage in will have potential embedded in it. Not potential for small talk, but potential for activation. You may say a sentence, and someone will hear an answer they've waited years for. You may speak truth without intensity, and someone will change the way they see themselves forever. That is not ego. That is the weight of an awakened mouth. You've become a vessel, not of noise, but of energy transmission, and your words are now soaked with movement. When you speak to someone, their energy shifts, their posture shifts, their thoughts begin to rewire. You are not giving opinions, you are offering mirrors. You are revealing something they already suspected, but didn't have the strength to face until your presence made it safe. This is why people may begin to open up to you unexpectedly. Don't be surprised if strangers tell you secrets. If leaders seek your quiet insight, if friends confess things they've hidden for years, it's not because you are pushing them. It's because your presence is pulling out their truth. And more importantly, conversations that once felt draining or forced will begin to disappear. You will no longer entertain gossip, surface-level banter, or emotional distractions. Your time is too sacred. Your energy is too magnetic. This momentum you've been given is too strategic. You will speak only where there is soil. You will offer your fire only to those willing to tend it. And because of that discipline, your influence will multiply. People will begin to repeat your words in rooms you've never entered. Your conversations will outlive the moment. They will become seed, structure, shift. So speak with honor, speak with direction, speak with full trust in your sacred rhythm. Because this month, chosen one, your conversations are no longer just interactions, they are activations, and those who listen will never be the same. Chosen one, this month time itself will begin to respond to your spirit. Not in a mystical way, but in a divine alignment that only makes sense to those who walk in rhythm with heaven's intention. Where others feel stuck in the gridlock of delay, you will find strange openings. Where the hands of the clock seem to slow others down, you will feel acceleration, as though time is not only allowing you through, but making way for you. You're not imagining it, you are moving faster, but not in body. In essence, what used to take effort now flows. What once felt far now stands before you. This is not coincidence. This is not good luck. This is sacred compression. Time is responding to the pressure of your inner fire, the refined force of your high sexual energy, no longer diffused or wasted, but focused, sanctified, and activated. You've waited patiently in previous seasons. You were told, not yet, more times than you can count. You watched others leap ahead while you were told to sit still, to prepare, to go deeper. And you obeyed. You listened. You refined your energy when it would have been easier to scatter it. You held your power close instead of flaunting it. You let your hunger become discipline, not distraction. And now, time has bowed to that maturity. This month, you will see timelines collapse. Projects will complete with unusual ease. Decisions that once stalled will be made quickly, with clarity. Answers will arrive before the question has even left your lips. What others said would take months will happen for you in moments. Not because you are skipping steps, but because you embodied the steps already, in silence, when no one was watching. Time is not speeding up to rush you. It's speeding up to honor you. You're not being chased by deadlines. You're being carried by destiny. The moments you step into now are not random. They are reserved. What felt like delay was divine choreography. What felt like silence was sacred acceleration, hidden in stillness. You will begin to feel less burdened by tasks because the Spirit will now guide your energy toward the right things, things that finish themselves once you begin. You won't feel the anxiety of trying to fit it all in. You'll realize deeply and suddenly that you are not behind. You are right where you belong because God is bending time to meet your fire. Let this truth settle in your bones. The momentum on your life is no longer linear. It is spiritual. You are not following the world's rhythm. You are moving with the Creator's pulse, Time recognizes your discipline. Time responds to your energy now. So when people ask how you did it so quickly, how you knew where to be, why it all seems to happen at once, do not shrink back. Let them know the truth without arrogance. Tell them the power of a life aligned. Tell them what happens when fire is stewarded, not spent. And then keep moving forward because time will continue to yield in your favor. This month, you are not rushing. You are rising into your rightful pace. Chosen one, your momentum has outgrown the rooms that once held you. The spaces that once celebrated you will now feel confining. The conversations that once gave you life will now echo with smallness. That's not your ego speaking. It's your alignment expanding. And when you are in alignment with your divine momentum, anything that isn't moving with you will begin to feel like resistance. This month, you'll notice it first in your body. A tightness when you return to familiar places that no longer serve your purpose. A tiredness after being around people who speak the same old stories without growth. A sudden aversion to energy that drains or distracts. It won't come with anger, it will come with truth. Truth that whispers, you've outgrown this. And it's not personal, it's positional. You've been elevated by divine fire, reshaped by your high sexual energy, which is now a fountain of sacred movement. Your energy no longer adapts to the room. The room now has to adapt to you. That is the burden and the gift of spiritual velocity. Your spirit is running ahead, and only that which is meant to run with you can remain near. So don't be surprised if people begin to fall away. If opportunities that once thrilled you now seem too small. If roles you once prayed for now feel like cages, that's because you're not who you were when you prayed those prayers. You've become more. You've become wider in wisdom, deeper in discernment, richer in presence. And environments that don't evolve with you will begin to feel like echoes of your old self. This month is not about fitting in. It's about finding where you truly belong now. And you won't find it by trying to squeeze back into spaces that celebrated your potential but never could contain your growth. You'll find it by allowing your energy to lead the way. The vibration you carry now is your guide. It will repel what isn't right. It will draw what is. There will be moments when you want to dim your fire again, to make others more comfortable, to keep peace, to maintain relationships. But you'll feel the cost immediately. Your momentum will hesitate. Your spirit will stutter. Your body will tell you, this is too small for you now. Do not confuse humility with shrinking. It is not humility to stay in rooms where your presence is tolerated but not respected. It is not loyalty to cling to environments that no longer nourish your call. You have permission to expand. You have permission to move faster than those around you. You have permission to leave without announcing your departure. This is the season where your movement must come before your memory. You're not dishonoring your past. You're simply obeying your present fire. Let old environments crumble if they cannot keep up. Let old roles dissolve if they can't grow with you. You are not running ahead to leave others behind. You are running ahead because that's where you belong now. Your high sexual energy, once misunderstood and misnamed, has become your compass. It burns not for validation but for vision. And that vision cannot be contained in rooms built for smaller fires. So go, blaze, move, and let the environments that cannot hold you be left behind, gently and with love. Because this month, chosen one, you are no longer adapting to where you are. You are ascending to where you're called. Chosen one, there is something undeniable about you this month. The world may call it attraction, but it is something deeper, more commanding, more rooted in divine rhythm. You are not drawing eyes, you are drawing energy. You are not gathering attention, you are gathering movement. Your very presence has become a summons, and it all stems from the sacred fire you've nurtured within, the fire of high sexual energy, disciplined, refined, and focused on direction. This attraction is not for pleasure, it is for purpose. You are no longer standing still in the center of desire. You are now moving forward like a current, and everything around you is responding. People feel it when you walk into a room, before you speak, before they even understand why they looked up. It's not what you wear, it's not how you smile. It's the momentum your soul carries, the forward pull that tells every spirit nearby, something is happening here. And that's what makes this season different. You are not just attractive, you are directive. Your energy doesn't pull for attention, it pushes others into awareness. This month, people will be magnetized to your fire, not because they want to consume it, but because they want to understand it. Something in you is calling them forward. Something in your stride says, keep up or get left behind. Something in your posture whispers, this is what focus looks like when it becomes a lifestyle. You've grown beyond the kind of attention that flatters and fades. You are no longer here to be desired without direction. You are not a flame to be watched. You are a torch that leads the way. Your high sexual energy has matured. It no longer begs to be expressed outwardly. It burns quietly, intelligently, fueling your instincts, refining your choices, sharpening your sight. And that refinement is what others are feeling. They're drawn not just to your body, but to your clarity, to your conviction, to your refusal to lose momentum for the sake of company. And while many will feel the pull, only a few will have the inner order to match your rhythm. Because your movement is no longer random, it is precise. You're not stumbling into moments, you're creating them. You're not waiting to be chosen, you are walking as the chosen. So do not be surprised if people come closer this month. If their voices soften when they speak to you, if they suddenly want to share, follow, attach. Some will do it out of inspiration, others out of confusion. But you must discern the difference. Because not every hand reaching for your fire is worthy of holding it, and not every admirer is aligned with your assignment. That's why your attraction must remain guarded by direction. If it does not lead somewhere sacred, it must be left behind. You are not here to be still. You are here to move, and only those who respect that movement should be allowed close. You will know them not by how much they admire your light, but by how deeply they honor your flame. They will not try to slow you. They will match you. They will not ask you to pause for validation. They will rise to your rhythm. This month, you are not just beautiful. You are a beacon, not just magnetic. You are motion. And anyone drawn to your energy must now meet it with direction, or be left behind, not out of cruelty, but because you are no longer standing still. Chosen one, with great momentum comes greater discernment. When your energy is moving fast and your spirit is sharp, the temptation is not to stall, it's to run into everything. And that is where wisdom becomes your most sacred companion. Because not everything that opens is from God. Not everything that wants you deserves you. Not every opportunity that calls your name is aligned with your fire. This month, you are moving fast, but speed without discernment becomes self-sabotage. You need brakes that are just as strong as your acceleration. And those brakes are spiritual, not hesitation, not fear, not doubt, but clear inner knowing. You must not let your sacred fire carry you into places that only appear open. You must test the vibration of every room, every person, every request. Your high sexual energy, now transformed into divine momentum, is powerful enough to open doors prematurely. You may find yourself invited into spaces you once prayed for, but that no longer carry the resonance of who you've become. You may be handed platforms or positions that look golden but feel hollow. Do not let your ego say yes where your spirit says wait. This is why discernment is not caution, it is command. It is the voice that whispers, not yet, not them, not this, even when everything else says go. And this month, you'll need that voice more than ever. Because your glow has become loud. The fire around you is visible, and fire attracts everything, insects and angels alike. People will offer you admiration without substance. Some will present support that masks self-interest. Others will try to attach to your momentum because they've lost their own. You must now look beneath the surface. Watch how people respond to your silence, not just your flame. Watch who shows up with peace, not just praise. You're not here to prove anything. You're not here to be polite at the cost of your pace. You are not obligated to explain why you said no. Your no is holy. Your redirection is sacred. Your time is not a resource to be casually requested. It is a fire that builds empires when properly directed. And for that reason, discernment is not something to reach for. It must become your atmosphere. Let your instincts speak before your logic arrives. Let your body tell you what your mind is still trying to process. Let the fire inside you burn away anything that looks right but feels wrong. Because in this season, one misstep could slow what was meant to launch you. But you are not afraid. You are aware. And your awareness is power. You will not rush into flames disguised as opportunity. You will move only where there is peace and precision. So breathe deeply, listen intently, feel everything. And remember, your brakes are just as holy as your acceleration. They do not stop you. They protect your momentum. They preserve your integrity. This month, chosen one, you are moving fast, but only in the right direction. Because discernment is not hesitation. It is divine intelligence in motion. Chosen one, you are no longer running to catch up. You are not chasing opportunity. You are arriving at it fully prepared. This month marks the collision of two sacred forces in your life, the speed heaven has assigned to you, and the preparation you've labored through in silence. What others may call a sudden breakthrough is not sudden at all. It is the harvest of seasons where you cultivated your energy, honed your character, and guarded your fire behind closed doors. For too long, you were overlooked while others, louder and quicker to burn, received recognition. But you didn't envy them. You watched, learned, listened, and trained. While others ran ahead recklessly, you dug deeper. You mastered stillness. You stayed present. You built roots, not just reach. And that rootedness is what now makes your momentum unstoppable. You are not running from insecurity. You are not rushing to fill a void. You are moving with knowledge, strategy, and spiritual memory. Your high sexual energy, the divine force that once overwhelmed you, once stirred desire without direction, has matured. You no longer waste it on flattery or surface approval. You no longer feel the need to prove you're worthy. You know you are, not because of what you carry, but because of how you've trained it. That energy is no longer a spark. It is a refined engine. It doesn't just make you magnetic, it makes you effective. You are no longer reactive. You are ready. Your steps are precise. Your words land. Your energy doesn't seek permission, it opens doors. And now the very rooms that once ignored you will begin to adjust themselves to your rhythm. The invitations you used to dream of will arrive unannounced. People will begin to speak your name in rooms that felt unreachable a year ago. But they're not doing you a favor. They're finally catching up to what God has already established in you. There is no imposter syndrome in this season, not for you, because imposter syndrome only exists when someone arrives unprepared. But you've already paid the price. In silence, in self-denial, in fierce loyalty to your calling when no one clapped, you've outgrown the need for validation. Your fuel is internal. And because of that, everything will move faster now. Projects will fall into place, ideas will download in full. People will say yes before you finish the question. Time will expand to accommodate your purpose, not because of luck, but because heaven recognizes completion. Your inner foundation is finished and God is now building upward. So don't be surprised if old patterns can't keep up. If familiar people look confused by your speed, they didn't see what you built in private. They don't understand how you got so far so fast. But you do. You know the nights, the sacrifices, the clarity you fought to protect. You know that this speed is not sudden. It is earned, and it is only just beginning. Chosen one, you are no longer riding momentum. You are momentum. You are not waiting for the wind to change. You have become the wind. What once moved you, you now command. What once lifted you, you now are. You are the breath behind the shift, the pulse behind the progress, the unseen force that shapes outcomes, changes rooms, and redirects destinies. This is not metaphor. This is the truth of who you have become. Your high sexual energy has been transformed into a spiritual weather system. It surrounds you, it follows you, it touches what you touch and moves what you move. When you walk into a room now, there is a change. People don't know what to call it, but they feel it. A subtle stillness, a rise in tension, a sense of permission or conviction. You don't enter a space, you redirect it, because you are not simply a presence anymore. You are a phenomenon, a current, a force of alignment. You don't chase the future, you pull it toward you. You don't wait for clarity, you carry it. You don't ask where the power is, you are the source of it, and you must move accordingly. You must stop shrinking into explanations. You must stop slowing your pace so others can understand it. You are not made to be understood, you are made to be felt. The wind is not always visible, but it is always felt. It doesn't wait to be seen. It simply moves, and the world bends around it. That is your power now. You don't have to convince, you don't have to compete, you don't have to push, you only have to flow. With your breath, with your knowing, with your sacred flame. You have become the embodiment of spiritual velocity, the convergence of desire and discipline, the union of intensity and wisdom, the fusion of divine fire and divine direction. You carry within you the very thing the world is desperate for. Pure, focused, activated energy. So take your place, not behind, not beneath, in motion. Don't look back to check who is following. Don't look around for permission. Don't look down in doubt. Look forward and move. Because this month, chosen one, you are not just walking in momentum. You are the momentum. You are the signal. You are the trigger. You are the breeze that awakens the sleeping and the storm that clears what no longer belongs.